Hello everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to talk about one of the most important developments in the defense landscape of Southeast Asia. The Philippines has officially deployed the BrahMos supersonic cruise missile system, and in this video we will look closely at where it has been deployed, how it is integrated into the country's defense structure, and why its location matters so much for the security of the West Philippine Sea. The first deployment site of the BrahMos in the Philippines is Naval Station Leovigildo Gantioqui, which is located in Zambales province, facing directly toward the West Philippine Sea. This location is not random. It was chosen very carefully because of its geographic and strategic importance. Zambales lies close to the disputed waters where foreign vessels often enter, and from this base, the BrahMos missile batteries can cover a large portion of the contested maritime area. By positioning the missile base at Naval Station Leovigildo Gantioqui, the Philippines is effectively creating a defensive umbrella over a wide part of its maritime domain. The BrahMos, with its range of 290 kilometers, can strike targets deep into the West Philippine Sea. If you imagine a map, you can draw a circle around Zambales with a radius of 290 kilometers. Within that circle, almost every major route used by foreign ships in the contested area is within striking distance. This is what makes the deployment so significant. Another important point is that the BrahMos system is mobile. The Philippine Marine Corps Coastal Defense Regiment operates the missiles using truck-mounted launchers. These mobile units can move from one position to another, making them much harder to target. So even though the main base is at Naval Station Gantioqui, the actual launch vehicles can be repositioned along the coast depending on the threat situation. This flexibility ensures that the Philippines can maintain constant coverage while also protecting its missile units from being easily neutralized. Satellite images of the base and its surrounding areas show that the terrain is suitable for both concealment and rapid deployment. The launch vehicles can be hidden under natural cover or temporary shelters and then moved into open firing positions when needed. Drone footage and animated overlays produced by defense analysts demonstrate how the BrahMos strike range extends outward from the coast, covering both sea lanes and potential approach routes of foreign vessels. The West Philippine Sea has been an area of growing tension, with multiple countries claiming overlapping territories. For many years, the Philippines relied mainly on patrol ships and aircraft to assert its presence, but these assets were limited in both number and capability. With the deployment of BrahMos, the Philippines has gained a credible deterrent. Now, any hostile vessel entering Philippine waters has to consider the possibility that a supersonic missile could be launched against it from the shore. This changes the risk calculation for potential intruders. Let's also consider the broader defensive zones. Military planners in the Philippines have divided their maritime defense into layers. The outermost layer is surveillance and early warning, which is conducted by radar stations, patrol aircraft, and allied intelligence sharing. The second layer is the deployment of naval and coast guard ships that can physically intercept intruders. But now, there is a powerful third layer, the BrahMos coastal defense system. This final layer can deliver a fast and devastating strike if deterrence fails. From Naval Station Gantioqui, the Philippines can cover not only the approaches to the disputed Scarborough Shoal but also major parts of Luzon's western coastline. If necessary, the mobile launchers could be redeployed further north or south to extend coverage to additional areas. This means the system is not limited to one static point but can be adapted to different defensive scenarios. For the Philippine Marine Corps, the integration of BrahMos also required the creation of a dedicated coastal defense regiment. This unit is specifically trained to operate, maintain, and strategically employ the missile system. Reports confirm that Filipino personnel have undergone training in India to master the operation of BrahMos. This training ensures that the Philippines can use the system independently and effectively, without relying heavily on outside operators. Now, let's think about the psychological and strategic effect of this deployment. When news broke that the BrahMos had arrived and was fully deployed at Naval Station Gantioqui, it sent a clear signal to the region. The Philippines is no longer limited to small arms of deterrence. It now has one of the fastest supersonic cruise missiles in active service, directly covering disputed waters. This raises the stakes for any foreign power considering incursions into Philippine territory. Another dimension is regional partnerships. By placing BrahMos in such a critical location, the Philippines is also demonstrating its defense cooperation with India, the co-developer of this missile. This cooperation is likely to expand into joint training, further acquisitions, and perhaps even future collaborative projects. At the same time, the deployment reassures the Filipino population that the government is investing in credible systems to defend sovereignty. It is also important to point out that the Philippines is the first foreign country to receive and deploy the BrahMos missile system. This makes the deployment historically significant, not only for the Philippines but also for the international defense community. Defense observers note that this step could encourage other Southeast Asian nations to consider similar purchases, thereby changing the balance of military capabilities in the region. Technically, the base at Naval Station Gantioqui provides a secure location with existing naval infrastructure, which helps with logistics and maintenance. Ammunition storage, vehicle shelters, and communication systems are all integrated into the station's layout. This ensures that the BrahMos batteries are not just deployed but also sustainable for long-term operations. The maps and range overlays that analysts often share illustrate how the West Philippine Sea, which once seemed vulnerable, is now under a protective shield. Any vessel attempting to challenge Philippine sovereignty within this range will have to weigh the risks of coming under supersonic missile fire. This is the essence of deterrence, not necessarily firing the weapon, but ensuring that potential adversaries think twice before acting. To summarize, the Philippines' decision to deploy the BrahMos at Naval Station Leovigildo Gantioqui is a carefully calculated move. It places one of the world's fastest cruise missiles directly on the front line of the West Philippine Sea dispute. It allows the country to create defensive zones that cover vital maritime approaches. It gives the military a flexible, mobile, and survivable strike capability. And most importantly, it signals that the Philippines is serious about defending its sovereignty with modern, high-tech systems. Friends, the deployment of BrahMos is not just about hardware or bases. It is about strategy, security, and the confidence of a nation to stand firm in protecting its territory. The Philippines has taken a bold step, and the ripple effects of this deployment will be felt across the entire region. If you found this video informative, please give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more detailed breakdowns on defense technology and geopolitics. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.